Darling, there's some nice Nyala just here, some black springbok, some gemsbok as well. So the farmer likes these kind of animals on the farm. So it's quite nice to be here. This is the oldest Cinsault vineyard in Darling. 2016, I was driving on this farm with a guy called Boetie van Reenen. He was the owner of the farm. Unfortunately, he died in a car crash, so he's not with us anymore. And I said to Boetie, listen, I'm looking for some really interesting grapes. I don't have land and it's quite hard to find stuff. So we drove past at the bottom there and I looked up in the mountain, I saw this vineyard. I said to him, Boetie, what's growing in the mountain there? He said, no, Peter, you can't make wine from it. So the story is 64 years ago, his grandfather planted this vineyard here using like a horse to plow the land, that kind of setup. And when all the grapes ripen, as you can see, the vineyard is quite sort of removed from everything else on the farm, then this is the only food source around for the birds. So basically, Cinsault's got big berries, thin skins. Birds from the mountain go sit on these bunches, and they basically take their beak and they make a hole in the grape. The grape basically rots there, dries out. We can't really use that to make wine. So nobody's ever made wine from this block in 64 years. So I said to Boetie, listen, I'll buy bird nets, and then we try and cover this whole thing with bird nets and see if we can make something from it. So basically he said, that's cool. The next winter we pruned it slightly better. The shoots started growing. They were about 20 centimeters long. And then the one Friday afternoon, the sheep broke through this fence and they basically ate the whole vineyard. So Sunday evening he phoned me and he said to me, Peter, there's only these brown stumps left. The whole vineyard's gone. We picked nothing when the vineyard turned 64. Then the vineyard turned 65 years old. And then we knew more, so we raised the fence around the vineyard. And then we managed that year to keep out all the sheep, all the birds, and we made a wine from it, and I called it Retirement at 65. And Retirement at 65 basically means that we as people, humans, try and aim for retirement at 65, but this vineyard actually only started to produce at 65. So we make two wines from this vineyard, Retirement at 65, obviously. There we blend a little bit of Shiraz with, and then we also make like bottled 2 barrels of the straight Cinsault just to showcase this vineyard on its own, and that's called Pseudonym. The label, that's inspired by the CD cover of Pearl Jam, where that sheep stuck in that barbed wire. So I wanted to have a dead sheep stuck in a wire because we won and the sheep lost. And I did this lino cut of this dead sheep stuck in the wire.